All the Mods 10 has a lot of complicated mods, with modern industrialization being one of them. However, with Crate, you can save a lot of time. Immersive Engineering, on the other hand, that's a different story. Oh boy, we're getting close to being done. We have this giant section over here with either Crate or modern industrialization. We have the Tesla coil, pneumatic craft, and then a few alter ones. So let's get some of that stuff checked off. And the first thing I want to work on is pneumatic craft. I want to get the micro missile done and the aerial interface. And there's actually some pretty easy ways to do this. All we're going to need is a charging station crafted with some reinforced stone slabs, some bricks, and a pressurized tube. And thankfully those are all easy to make. And then we're going to need a trader. And I don't really think it matters where we put this down. Oh, what happened to my house here? That is ash. A thunderstorm nearly burnt down my house. How terrific. Well, that's one pleasant surprise. Well, anyway, back to the task at hand. Throwing the trader down with a charging station and a villager. And we did get blocks of compressed iron, which I will most definitely be taking. Some capacitors. And there we go. We got the micro missiles, which is part 1. And we also got the finished PCBs. And I'm going to get as many of these as possible. And every day when that resets, I'll be getting even more of them. Because to get this aerial interface, we're going to need advanced pressure tubes, which come from an assembly controller, which uses an assembly platform made with some cylinders. I didn't notice. Do you have them? Yeah. Is there an easy way to craft these? Oh yeah, plastic, compressed iron, and cannon barrel. Made with reinforced brick wall and a pressurized tube. There's the platform. Now we need the assembly input made with more of the cylinders, finished PCB, iron, and a dropper. Thankfully, we only need one of each. Now we need the importer, which just uses a hopper, now the laser, and the drill. Cool. Don't forget the controller. And I think for this, seeing as it's an easy setup, I'm just going to put it right here. The importer there, export there, laser, drill, and controller. And then something we're going to need to do is actually feed a pipe off that stand right there going into an air compressor. But one thing about this air compressor is it has a little danger level in it, and we don't want it to hit that because this will blow up at that point, which won't be good. So I'm going to want a security upgrade, which just requires some obsidian, some lapis, and safety tube module, lever, pressurized tube, and a pressure gauge. And I'm actually going to take 2 of these because I want to chuck one in here, but I also want to chuck one in the assembly controller. And if I take a block of coal, I should just be able to throw that in and it'll automatically start making pressure, which will build this up very slowly, which means I'm going to want to do some speed upgrades, which thankfully is just more lapis, some sugar, and then a lubricant fluid tank. How do we make this stuff? I can trade for it. I think that's the way we're going to go, which means we'll need to make the tablet made out of plastic, GPS tool, and an air canister. All things pretty simple. And if I bring a charging station over here, oh, thank God I fixed that sound. I realized I didn't have it hooked up to the proper spot, but now we can actually bring this pipe around, connect it in. This charging station will start to fill up, and we can throw our tablet into there, which will start building pressure, I believe. And even though we only have a little bit of pressure in here, I think if I place this tank down and I shift right click U, I believe that is the storage. And if I do a chest, I'm not sure which is which. The orange will shift right click as well. You kind of just cycle through them by doing that. But let's try throwing an emerald into the chest, and then I believe if I find the lubricant, if I ran out of pressure. Okay, let's try that. If I right click this, I can place an order for 1 bucket each. So it'll cost me 20 emeralds for 4 buckets. Place that order, which will make a drone show up, taking our emeralds. And then eventually our lubricant will be delivered by another drone, which will allow me to take a few buckets of this and create ourselves a few speed upgrades. And let's get these in there to get compressed air that much quicker. And then we can finish charging this tablet at the same time. Because something else I'm going to need is this drill and laser. So thank you, Mr. Drone. I'll take my assembly program right now, throw that directly into there, which means I can reconnect this system, and that error leaking out really sucks. This will start to build up pretty quick, and I'll just need 2 chests, one placed right beside the input and another by the output. And I want to say this will just grab the things it needs. And if I throw the blocks compressed iron in, you'll see the arm will slowly start reaching into the chest, grabbing the little block, and one of the other arms will start to do its thing. And then after that process is done, this will start to go, which will give us our pressurized tube. Oh, that's a lot more tubes than I thought. Anywho, aerial interface time. We'll just need the omnidirectional hopper and some pressure chamber walls. Very simple, the aerial interface. So that's another section of the All-Mud Star complete and another section unlocked. But what to do next? I think I want to do crate because I've seen so many other people doing modern industrialization. Do you mind? That I think it's just going to be a repetitive thing. So I want to do something different. And I've never actually used this mod before, so this is going to be interesting. We'll first need to make the precision mechanism to unlock the other aspects of the quest, which means I need a cogwheel added to a gold plate, then a large cogwheel, and an iron nugget. Apparently repeated 5 times. So I'm hoping the cogwheels aren't too bad to make. A shaft, and then some planks. And the shaft is made by andesite alloy with andesite and iron nuggets. And then the large cogwheel is just 2 planks. So we have all the items necessary. Now we just need the deployer, which requires a brass hand made with brass plates, andesite casing, which is any stripped log, right-clicked with an andesite alloy. And then for the tube, some polished rose quartz. Well, we can't do it that way because we're trying to make the deployer, but we can do it the sandpaper route, the rose quartz. A lot of redstone and nether quartz. Take a few of you. And then if I throw the sandpaper in my offhand, I apparently hold right-click with our quartz, we'll get the polished rose quartz. So that's the deployers done. Now we'll need a way to transport items underneath those deployers, which means we're going to need shafts, some mechanical belts made out of dried kelp. And I don't think we have any kelp. However, it is just nature essence and water essence. We have both of those. So give me the belts. But if I come up top here, if I place down one of these shafts on each side, and then I actually click the belt there to here, it'll automatically create that. However, it's not moving, and we will most certainly need it to move if we want these to work. Well, that's not the right way around. Let's try that. And then these guys are going to need to move as well. So I'm going to need to do a little bit of fancy work here. There we go. I'm hoping this will work. It's pretty simple. I just extended the belt into the wall, and then off of this shaft here, I put a gearbox to change the direction, another belt just to go down, connecting to there, and then we have this shaft coming off because this is where we're going to create all of our energy. I don't know what else to call it. And there is 4 different options we can use. We can either use a windmill, which creates a kinetic stress capacity of medium, a water wheel, or a large water wheel. And then there's a full steam engine that we can use. But for the purpose of what we're doing here, I don't think we need to set up the steam engine, because some of the items for the steam engine are the blaze burner and the mechanical arm, which would complete what we need for the ATM star. So I don't see a point in that. So I think I'm going to go for the large water wheel just because it's better than the regular one. And I also don't think we need the windmill version, as that also creates a bit more than we need. So what do we need for this guy? Some regular planks and the water wheel, which is more planks and a shaft. I'm going to create a few of these guys. And I do hope this is a big enough area, as we can connect all of these in a row, and all the energy created from the 4 of these will actually stack together. But if we put a shaft onto this, you can see it's turning very slow, which means we need to speed this up. And the best way I know how to do that is by putting a large cogwheel down with a casing, followed by a small cogwheel, because now if we put this down, it's actually turning at twice the speed that the water wheels are, which means if I multiply this a few times over, it'll continue to speed up every time. However, you don't want to go from a small cogwheel to a large one, as that cuts the speed in half. So I will need, through another large cogwheel there, a casing on this guy, and then the small cogwheel. And then seeing as our shaft is actually up here, we'll just do that one more time. And well, you can see that is going very quickly. So let's just connect this up and hope it all works. Belt's turning and our machines are working. So we'll just need to create a gold plate. And if I throw it down onto the belt, it'll go into this area and wait for the first item to be thrown down along with it. Oh, well, that isn't what I wanted to do. Try that again. Do I have to put the items in there? Maybe. And then throw the plate down? Sir, how does this work? I really don't know. Maybe let's try feeding the items directly in. Small cogwheel. Oh, okay. It's okay. Good. Large cogwheel. And iron nuggets. And now if I throw the gold plate down, there we go. It gave us part of the precision mechanism. So I guess we do need to put this through 5 times. So let's throw 4 more in you, and you, and you. And start doing your thing. And I'll just have to throw it out a few times. And there it is. Which will unlock the blaze burner and the mechanical arm. So let's take a look what the burner needs. We need an empty one, which is made with netherrack and iron plates. And I'll just create 18 of these. We can get rid of you. And if I make my way into the nether, we'll just need to fly on over to one of our structures. And we'll just need to find a blaze spawner. And if we right click all of these, they'll start to stack up. What the heck are you? All right, goodbye. But that's it for the blaze burners. Now for the arm. Oh, that's super easy. As long as the brass casing isn't complicated. Nope, it's just brass on a log. So give me 18 of you, EX, and some ingots. I don't think I can, but can I actually vein mine this? I can! That'd be really cool if I could just right click all this too. Ah, yeah, I thought that was too good to be true. There's the arms. Only 17 of them though. Of course, I ran out of brass sheets. Gimme. And yeah, that was a lot easier than modern industrialization. I recommend Crate, because that's all you need. I might do more with Crate later in the episode. But for now, let's get this Tesla coil done. I don't think it's going to be too complicated. Just some aluminum plates, iron mechanical components, which is just more iron plates, and copper. So I can easily make 18 of these. Some electrum coil blocks made with iron and MV wire, which is electrum wire made with plate. But how do we get the electrum? I'm assuming alloy smelting. Yes, some silver and gold. I think I should create a higher tier capacitor. And we might as well go for the highest tier, which is 2 tier 2s, some vibrant alloy ingots, which requires energetic, which is redstone, gold, and glowstone. So I'll swap you out for now, and then I might as well take the alloy and make a couple tier 2. Ah, but we need more infinity. So let's grab our flint and steel, and you can either find some deep slate or bedrock, and just light it on fire. And once it burns, it has a chance to drop infinity. And then the deep slate turns to cobblestone. So if I craft up 3 of the basic capacitors, I can then make the double layer, which will increase the amount of power I can use. And if we grab some ender pearls and we chuck the energetic alloy in with the pearl, you can see it's going so much faster. Then we can take that back out and the octadic, which doubles it once again and speeds it up a ton more. Then we could just create a ton more electrum, which means I can now create the wire, which makes the coil and the block. But now where it gets more complicated, we have the advanced electronic component and the HV accumulator. And the accumulator requires treated wood planks, which we need creosote oil for, which comes out of a coke oven. And if I remember correctly, it's just made out of the coke bricks, which is clay, bricks, and sandstone. I hope we can make enough of these. Oh yes, that is more than enough. But we'll also need our hammer, because once I build this, I think right about here, I believe you need to leave the center open and then right click it with my hammer. Nope. Maybe it needs to be a solid block. Oh, yep. Thought that might have been the case. If I throw coal in, what? Do I need to throw logs in? Try it. No. I really thought we could throw logs in, but I'm pretty sure charcoal should work. What? Wait, is it just a byproduct? Okay, yeah, it is. Because we get 250 creosote oil from that, which means I do believe I can throw the coal in, and even though that takes longer to burn, it'll give us a ton more oil. And while we wait for the rest of that to finish cooking, we'll need some HOP graphite and a bucket of redstone acid. We'll get a few of those with a graphite ingot. I have a feeling this is going to be complicated. From the dust, which comes from coke dust. Oh, well, at least we got that there. But I'm going to need an industrial squeezer, which I have no idea how to make. So let's create the guidebook. Just some copper nuggets and a book. Oh, wait, no, this is the wrong mod. I'm a genius. I thought that was an odd crafting recipe. All right, that looks better. We need the workbenches and machinery? Nope. Heavy machinery. Squeezer. We need quite a few blocks for that. And those blocks would be a fluid pipe, a light engineering block, a redstone engineering block, a ton of scaffolding, and steel fences. And seeing as this is a 3x3 structure, I'll put it right in here. We'll need 2 scaffolding there, and then wrap around there with the light engineering block are 2 pipes. That looks a little odd. Another engineering block, 4 barrels, the redstone engineering block, and then 3 fences and a piston. And if we take our hammer once again, and then we right click this middle block, that'll just spin the barrels. What the heck's going on here? Did I not place the piston the right way? Ah, these barrels, which needs treated wood. All right, give me these back. And we might as well take the bucket, fill up a few of those, make our treated wood planks, and 4 barrels. And wow, this really uses a lot of oil. But we can now place those down, and now this should work. Sir, really? This is confusing. Okay, have that. Have all the bottom stuff. Have that whole layer, and I have the top. The squeezer is a multi-block structure. The structure is built as shown above and formed by using an engineer's hammer on the central wooden barrel on the side of the redstone port. Redstone port, engineering's hammer, click. Why do those look different? But they look the same from the top. Oh, okay, there we go. Don't know what I did. Just right-clicked on the bunch of barrels a few times and, well, that worked. Cool. Do I really need to make a crusher for this? Does a simple hammer not work? All right, fine. How do I make this complicated thing? Engineering blocks, redstone engineering block, steel scaffolding, steel fence, and hoppers. And I think I'll build it right back here. As it is a 3x5 structure. Oh, but that's the front right there. That shouldn't be a problem. Just 2 of those, some scaffold, 3 more, surrounded by a few more scaffold. Then there's that, 1 of you, surrounded by the fences, 3 more of these, and I want to say the hoppers go on top here. Yes, indeed. 7, 8, 9. And Mr. Hammer, do your job. And unfortunately, I don't think I can interact with this structure. I do know I'll need to give it power right there. And then if I throw the coke in on the top, it'll start crushing it and spit it out right there, which I can take. And after I add power here, I can throw the coke dust in, and I believe I need to input some water. I hope these pipes work. I don't believe I'll need a chest here, but I'll throw it down just in case. And I want to say that's it. But you're not doing anything. I genuinely don't know what to do here. Okay, now apparently don't need water. You have power. You have the dust. Why aren't you doing anything? This should be working. Oh, it's 8 coke dust. I only got 7. Okay, let me grab more of you and crush you back down. Then you should work just like that. And I actually didn't think I could pull out these items myself, but apparently I can. That must be an update with Immersive Engineering. Never used to be able to do that. But these things can get smelted into ingots, and I can make the accumulator. And now I'm just hoping this isn't a pain. Okay, just a workbench. That's not too bad. And I guess I'll throw it up top here with our other stuff. And then I'll need an engineer's blueprint. And if I throw that in there, our options will show up, and then I need to make a few other items. With first being the tube, being nickel plate, redstone, copper wire, and glass. And that will give us 3 tubes each. Then we just need the sheet. Okay. We got another machine. This is why I don't like this mod. Don't know where I want to put this. I guess I'll put it over here. Wait, I should check how to make this resin first. Oh, it's more than one machine. I need a refinery with the oil, and then this stuff, which is another refinery, ethanol, which is yet another machine. This is gonna take longer than I thought. Well, let's get into it. Fermenter. It's a 3x3, but at least it's easy. Just a few cauldrons, and this actually goes over there, topped off with a few pieces of sheet metal. There we go. And I think I'm going to use the apples, as we can auto-craft a ton of them. So throw that in there, quickly add some power, and that'll start doing its thing. And while we wait for that, we can start with our 2 refineries. Pipes all the way across with some scaffolds. That there, 4 of you right here, and 4 of you right there. Not forgetting about the redstone engineering block, and then just a few more sheets. And it should start working. Oh, they require heavy engineering blocks. Ah, that makes sense. Those are 2 separate things. So I just need to replace you 2. And these are pretty easy to make. So there, and boop. So now all I have to do is build some silver plates, chuck those in there, then grab a few buckets worth of the ethanol and chuck those in. Really? Can you not manually put the... All right, then. Where's the input on this machine? Right there. That might be a problem. Unless I can just go like this. Oh, I can't tunnel that downwards. Our B room's right down here. Well, I guess up it is. And then the extract on this thing is right here. Maybe it's this one here. I'm hoping so we don't have to destroy this fence here. And if I am correct, once I throw this last pipe down and throw in more apples, can I not take out these buckets? Well, that's unfortunate. Guess we're just gonna have to flood this thing. But seeing as this is building up, don't think that's the right extraction point. So we'll try on this one, and that drains it out. That's kind of unfortunate. I would have liked to kept that sealed off. But this is going, and we're building up kind of quickly. So seeing as this comes out the front, I'll have to pipe this directly up. And I think I'll hide it around the back. Oh, wait, no, that won't work. Because we need to pump creosote oil in, and this input's being covered already. Well, I guess we can redesign this a little bit by just moving it over a couple blocks. And once that's done, we can run this pipe up the pillar, also connect that up, which will fill up very quick, and then we'll need to run off this oven. I'm hoping we can pull it out of the back, because it would make things a lot simpler. So moment of truth. Yeah, it pulled it out, and we're making the resin. So all I have to make is the bottling machine. Doesn't seem too difficult. Just a few scaffolds, redstone engineering, regular engineering, sheet metal, another engineering, a pipe, and belts going in a specific direction. And I'm hoping that is it. Yeah. So you just need power, and then the resin has to get fed into this part here. So thankfully, I can just run this over, up the pillar a little bit, and just because it looks nicer, I'll run it in behind. And why aren't you connecting? All right, then. I don't think that's doing anything. Maybe it is. Oh, we'll find out right now. Once I change this over. Nope. Ah! Didn't mean to pick that. Ah! Got an input there. Is this where we need to put it? Oh, yeah. That looks like it. So now all I should need is this metal press, which is done in an engineering workbench with wire cutters, steel plates, and engineering blueprints, metal press molds. Oh, and that's very easy. And while we're here, we might as well make our other blueprint as well. Oh, wait, no, sorry. We already have the crafting components one. So just you and this guy. And I'll place a little chest here just to hold the blueprints. So now all I should have to do is throw this down, and it should go. You just need 250, and there's more than 250 in there. Ah, you need power. There's always something I forget to do. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Hi. Let's do this a couple times. Then I'll throw the press in there. And now I should have all the items for the electronic component. So let's throw all those in and grab a few of these. Because that is the Tesla coil, which means another piece of the ATM star unlocked. And I think next episode, we might get the star. So if you guys don't want to miss that, please like, subscribe, hit the little notification bell to be notified every single time I upload. Also, join my Discord, link down in the description below. I post all my videos in there and any updates to the channel, if a video is going to be late, or if there's any surprises that's going to be happening on the channel at some point. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.